Hi people, it's Melissa Shervington and I'm back with another episode for you today. I may be looking a little different. So yeah, I've had my hair, the big chop, it's gone. Short back and sides. It takes some getting used to, but hey, we rock it. Change is good. Change must be embraced. We all go through change, whether we choose to or whether we don't. So the key is to embrace change because you never know what's on the other side of it. So back to the topic. As most of you will know by now, I work and I help entrepreneurs to elevate, and that is through achieving more profit and ultimately freedom, so that their business is serving them as opposed to them serving their business. So in my capacity as a business coach, a trainer and a speaker, that is my key focus, to work with entrepreneurs. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been touching on a couple of modules taken from my solution, the Elevated Entrepreneurs Solution, which is a 7-step process to more freedom, ultimately with more profit. And this is a solution that can be implemented over a 12-week plus period. I use this when coaching with entrepreneurs, whether one-to-one or in groups, and each step of the system has several modules within it. So we're on the first step, purpose still. And last week I talked about a big picture. So that is vision, the importance of having a compelling vision for your business. And the week prior to that, we talked about passion, which is about you having that passion, which is keeping you going, keeping you motivated, and keeping your eye on the end goal. So this week, we're going to talk about another step within the purpose step of the system, and that is all about principles. So what do I mean by principles? Principles, also known as values. So in life, generally, for those who dig deep and reflect and are strategists, you will have personal values, whether they're subconscious or conscious at this stage, and you will also have, for those of you clearly running businesses, you'll have professional values, I'd hope. So when we talk about values, and I often refer to a theory or a model which was designed by an American psychologist, Maurice Massey. And I often use this model in training, in particularly for diversity and inclusion training, when looking at how our values as human beings are formed and the importance of recognizing what your values are. So Maurice Massey says that you are born as a blank canvas, and your values are formed based on the influences of the people, the circumstances, the environment, etc. around you. So when we're born, we're like a sponge, we're receptive to everything around us, and parents, siblings, friends, communities, schools, all of these key factors will have an influence upon our values. And really, when you think about your values are really the foundation of who you are. Values are things that you will fight for. Values are things that you will literally argue for. And values are things that you will ultimately, in the most extreme cases, die for. Now, we don't want anybody to die today, so we're not talking about that. But I'm just getting across the importance of your values. So that is your personal values. But now, how do we apply this to business? So what are your business values, i.e. your professional or your corporate values? Now, most companies, if you look around or you do your research, you'll find that they will have key values. And one of the things I always look at when I'm engaging with a business and they have their values often displayed on their wall, you may see different things like integrity, trust, our commitment to you, all of this jazz often. But the question is, are these companies actually living up to their values? Are they living their values? Are they breathing their values? Is it apparent in their products? Is it apparent in their services? Do you, as the client or the customer or stakeholder, feel and experience the values of that company on the receiving end? Because the values of a company or a business should filter through the entire organization, all the way down to the end user, i.e. the client or customer. Now, I remember having a meeting about a month or two ago with Social Agendas, who are a Birmingham based social media agency. So they specialize in Facebook ads primarily. And I remember sitting with the CEO of that company, Aaron Branch, and we were having a conversation. And one of the things I'd said to him, because I'd been a client, an end user with this company, one of the things I said to Aaron the first time meeting him after already experiencing his service through his team, I said to him, I've witnessed and experienced your core values through the service that I've received. He didn't have to tell me what his values were. I didn't have to look on the wall. I knew and experienced those values through the service that I received. And that is where we need to be. As entrepreneurs, as small business owners, your values should really sail through the entirety of your business. So just to share with you an example. So if I think about one of my businesses, and that would have been Amity Properties, the estate agency. So we had 4 key values. One of them was trust. And the reason why I chose trust as a value is because estate agents, majority of the estate agents out there don't have the greatest reputation. And estate agents are often seen as, well, they're that middleman, middle person, middle agency between a house that's being sold and a house that's being purchased, so buyer and seller, or landlord and tenant. And often estate agents are branded as liars. They're target orientated, particularly the corporate ones, not necessarily the independents, but they're target orientated, and it's all about getting that target in. It's all about hitting the commissions. So often lies are told along the way. And when you're selling houses or letting houses, that is most of the time the client's biggest asset. I mean, your home is potentially the biggest asset you will have other than your time, but financial assets that you will have. So it's a very personal experience to those clients. Now, when you're using an agent who's telling you white lies to get it over the line or to get the instruction, that is where you start to lose trust. So I was determined when I launched my estate agency to really break the mold, to really be different and build trust with my clients. So trust was one of the values. Honesty was another, which is really coupled with and complements the trust. And when we were making decisions in the team or thinking about how we were going to approach talking to a client, if it was a negative situation, it was bad news, I would always say, remember our values, honesty and trust. By being honest, although we often delivered news that they didn't want to hear, whether it was a house sale fallen through, whatever it was, often, members of the team sometimes felt like, oh, should we ease the blow? Or I'm not really confident telling them this because I know how much it will mean to them. My stance was always, until the team got it, honesty is the best policy. And as a result, our clients, particularly our long-term, i.e. our landlords, stayed with us regardless and referred us because of the trust and the honesty. Another value was personal service, and another value was friendly relations, because that was the meaning of Amity. It actually means friendly relations, and I wanted a service that was friendly but also personal and professional in one. So those are our values. Now, why do I share this with you? Because it's important to know what your values are, your principles in your business. These are the drivers that will help you to make the right decisions. These are the things, really, they're like the pillars of your business. So every time you are moving forward, or you need to look at a new product or service, or you need to make a big decision, or you need to communicate something with a client, it really should be in alignment with your values, so that they are experiencing your DNA, what you stand for, what you fight for, argue for, and in some extreme cases die for. I'm not advocating that, but that is how strong your values are. Also, as the entrepreneur or the owner of the business, the values of your business should also really complement your personal values. Why would you have personal values that are complete contradiction to your business values. Straight away there's a lack of authenticity there, because how can you as the business owner be advocating, pushing, marketing, pursuing something that is not in alignment with your values and your beliefs? If you have values, take some time to reflect on them and look at, do my business values really complement my personal values, and vice versa? If not, there may be some work to be done around refining your values. Now, I started this by talking about change. Now, often businesses go through change, and part of that change is often strategically looking at their values and revisiting. Do these values still reflect who we are, who we have evolved to become? Do these values still reflect the client base or the communities that we are serving? Are these values still in alignment with our products and services? Because as you change and evolve as a business, your values may also change with that. So don't be afraid to revisit them and make changes along the way. I would say every 5 to 7 years is a good time to really reflect on those core elements within your strategy and your values, and really look at, is this still relevant today? As businesses, as entrepreneurs, we have to be constantly evolving, constantly looking beyond the horizon. It's how we are standing now today as a business and how you're operating may not be how it was 10 years ago, and it won't be how it will be in the next 10 years. So evolving and change and transformation is a part of the business journey, and your principles, your values are a part of that. If you don't have values for your business, I really encourage you to start to think about what they are. And the best starting point to do that is by listing all of the values that are important to you first, and looking at, okay, which of these values, say for example, you said, okay, my values are integrity, authenticity, my values, honesty. What are the key values? What would you argue for, fight for, die for in extreme cases? Now, you may list family as one of those. That may not necessarily reflect your business value. That wouldn't sit right. However, honesty, integrity, authenticity would. So choose the ones, after you've listed your personal values, choose the ones that are relevant for your business, and then start to form the values from your personal values list. I personally would say anything from 3 to 7 values is okay. Any less, any more, any less isn't enough. Any more is too much. And your team, your stakeholders, your clients, your customers will be confused if you have too many. You want it to be clear from the top to the bottom, all the way through, depending on what your structure is. You may have a matrix structure where you're going across, hierarchy where you're going top to bottom or bottom to up. Whatever it is, everybody within and external to your business should see, feel, experience your values. I hope that has helped somebody. If you need any help in refining your values, identifying your values, or you want to run them past me, if you're watching this on Instagram, click on the link and you can book a 30-minute complimentary discovery session with me, which is a coaching session, but a 30-minute one, which is complimentary. If you're watching this on another channel, then send an email to me, melissa@melissashervington.com, and I will send you a link so you can book a discovery session with me. Come armed with your draft values or your existing values, and we can look at those, and I can give you my opinion and feedback and some direction from an external point of view. It always helps. If you would like to go a little bit deeper and you want to start to really refine your values because you understand the importance of them, because they are really the foundation of your business, then book a coaching session with me. Email me or click on the link in my bio on Instagram and you will see where you can book a 75-minute coaching session. There will be an investment required for that, but that is all part of growing and scaling your business with the right direction and the right guidance. I can definitely help. So thank you for staying with me to the end of this video, and I'll be back next week with another extract to share with you. Take care for now.